The creators of Pokémon hid a dark secret inside this movie that changes everything. What Mewtwo discovered about the Genesect is something the anime never wanted you to see. You must stick around until the end to learn the shocking truth about their real mission and why Ash did the unthinkable. The movie opens without warning as Mewtwo blasts through the sky like a living jet engine, flanked by an entire fleet of elite bird, Pokemon Swellow showing off. Staraptor looking like it benches small cars, Braviary soaring like the national anthem itself, Swanna gliding like a runway model, and even the eternally disrespected Unpheasant tagging along. And honestly, people need to chill on the Unpheasant slander. The male gets roasted for being extra, the female gets roasted for being plain, and she really does look like the designers took the male version, stripped off every accessory, and said, minimalism is beauty. But that's not her fault. Anyway, Mewtwo is up there doing Olympic-level aerial acrobatics before suddenly, out of nowhere, Mega evolves, yes, full Mega Mewtwo white form right in the intro, in black and white, like it's trying to win an award for dramatic entrances. There's some optional Virgil-related prologue that's supposed to explain this, but really adds nothing except extra animation frames. On the other side of the map, a squad of Genesect is slicing through a mountain like it insulted their mother, each laser beam carving through rock as they search for some long-lost place, although one of them is clearly sick of the mission and radiating. I didn't even want to come on this trip, energy. Mewtwo decides it wants to test its limits and move itself upward towards space, like it's trying to dethrone Rayquaza, only to get slapped down by reality. But somewhere during its atmospheric tantrum, it senses the Genesect's distress. Don't ask how, since they're not psychic types, but movies operate on vibes and vibes alone. It zooms toward them and uses Megatime Freeze mode to save all but one steel type who plummets like a meteor but survives because metal. After peering into their memories, Mewtwo realizes these bug machines are basically trauma cousins revived by Team Plasma, exploited, escaped, and now lost and confused in a world that moved on without them. Red Genesect rolls up blasting signal beam like a furious HOA member demanding answers, so Mewtwo explains the concept of time past and ends up giving them a crash course in the entire history of Earth, from dinosaurs clocking out to dragons, causing problems to a peaceful man getting nailed to a cross, then humans speedrunning 2 world wars, 9/11, the chaos vortex that was 2016, Jake Paul emerging for unknown reasons, a global pandemic, and TikTok restrictions. The Genesect look horrified, which is fair. They eventually flee and head straight for New Torque City, a metropolis that looks nothing like a prehistoric habitat, but apparently resembles home enough for desperate time. Displaced bug robots. Ash, Iris, Salon, and their astronomer friend are sightseeing there with a guy named Eric strolling through Pokemon Hills when a lone Genesect pops out, staring like it's trying to read Ash's browser history. Ash, being Ash, tries befriending it immediately and promises to help it find its home despite having zero idea what that means. But then the rest of the Genesect gang arrives, and Red Genesect sees Ash petting one of his squad and goes full, "Who is touching my team member" jealousy mode. Pikachu manages to block one blast, but gets instantly double hit into the horizon like the solution to a math parabola. The lone Genesect tries defending Ash's group but gets overwhelmed until Mewtwo arrives again like the dramatic guardian angel it is. After giving them another emotional TED Talk about origins and trauma, Mewtwo vanishes, and the Genesect begin evicting every Pokemon in Pokemon Hills, even dumping terrified Pokemon into the lake, and vaporizing a poor Feraligatr who tries fighting back. They then construct a massive glowing techno cocoon inside a building that may or may not actually be a building, draining the entire city's power grid in the process. Eric gets the kids into the area through maintenance tunnels, while Mewtwo broods on rooftops about how only Pokemon ever cared for it, back in its maltreated lab baby era. Meanwhile, Starly and the wild Pokemon start screaming for backup like, "Bro, they're stealing our house! Help!" And the friendly Genesect reunites with Ash. Feraligatr returns, seeking vengeance, but gets effortlessly outmaneuvered because the Genesect are bug-type fighter jets. Mewtwo saves its life. then gets dragged into an aerial street fight with Red Genesect across the city while Team Rocket tries and fails to capture a Genesect, only for Pikachu to save it with Iron Tail, which earns the Genesect's appreciation until it immediately gets jumped again. Inside the cocoon, Ash and the others attempt emotional negotiations, but the Genesect are not even pretending to listen. Zilan rolls up with backup wild Pokémon, Starly Squad, and Feraligatr at the front looking like it's ready for round 3, and the fight breaks out again. The Pokémon side starts winning until Red Genesect appears and flips the momentum instantly, prompting Ash, for reasons unknown to medical science, to throw his fragile human body in front of a laser harm. The friendly Genesect unalived itself for Ash and gets blasted out a window like a tragic anime character. The others don't react because apparently empathy was not installed in their firmware. Mewtwo reappears again, blocks another lethal blast, and gets dragged into a brutal 4v1 fight where, shockingly, it holds its ground and starts serving combos so clean they could be on a restaurant menu. Friendly Genesect reboots and weakly admits it just wants a home, not endless combat. Fires erupt across the city as the power grid collapses, forcing everyone, including the rogue Genesect, to work together to stop the flames. But Red and Mewtwo still need their dramatic conclusion, so they resume fighting, smashing through structures until Ash leaps between them for the 3rd time with no regard for survival. He tells Red Genesect directly, painfully, honestly, "You don't belong here." And everyone tries backing him up, but Red refuses to let go of instinct, so Mewtwo finally grabs him and yeets him into the stratosphere for a cosmic timeout. Up there at the edge of space, staring at the sun, the two finally acknowledge their shared pain. Both creations, both survivors, both lost. Mewtwo then passes out mid-enlightenment, and they plummet back toward Earth, only for the Pokémon below to catch them and soften the fall into the lake. Ash pulls them out safely. Eric restores the city's power. The Genesect are guided to a new, natural habitat far from conflict. And Mewtwo, after witnessing genuine cooperation between humans and Pokémon, finally releases its anger toward humanity, not fully healed, but no longer alone. And the story closes on peace restored as the credits roll. So there you have it. The true story behind the Genesect invasion. Now I want to hear your side. Tell me which moment in the movie shocked you the most. Debate if Mewtwo was truly the hero or if the Genesect were justified. Let me know which Pokémon you would have used to defend the city. Share this with a fellow Pokémon fan. And make sure you follow for more breakdowns that reveal anime secrets.